For over 5 decades, a true American band.
I've been through the desert on a horse.
This is America.
You can do that.
50th Anniversary Tour. An unforgettable evening with America. Friday, June 28th, 8 p.m. in the Diamond Center at Desert Diamond Casinos. Tickets are on sale now at the Reward Center or StarTickets.com. Presented by Desert Diamond Casinos.
An enterprise of the Donna Ogden Nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. It is July 31st, 2015, and you're listening to another rousing episode of The Bruce Montalvo Show, broadcasting live and worldwide from Brooklyn, New York, the epicenter of cool.
Absolutely, Bruce.
That's right.
Yeah, TalkStream Live's pretty cool, too.
That's right. We're broadcasting worldwide on TalkStream Live, so just bust out your iPad, your Android, and your cell phone, whatever you're using that allows the NSA to have your drone coordinates. Just be sure to go there and type in The Bruce Montalvo Show. Go to TalkStream Live, and you'll find us, and you'll be tuning into the best in alternative media. We expose what no others expose, ladies and gentlemen. They give you a sugar-coated watered-down version of the truth. We give you the truth and nothing but the truth. So help you, the Torah, the Eloheinu in the sky. Speaking of Eloheinu in the sky, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of just perplexing anomalies with what's going on with this Cecil the Lion death, and Obama's in Africa, and then you have African American celebrities being killed. So the theme of today's show is Africa to me, in a way.
But the real title is Whose Fame Is It Anyway? Because in this society right now we're living in, the only way to get information to you seems to be through their proliferated, propagandized media. And who owns the media, my friends? You just take a look around. I mean, looks like them 12 families somehow, right?
The Alumbrados own the media. The illuminated ones own the media.
Yeah.
Those that fear the light, yet say they are engulfed by it.
Yeah, right. Light of Lucifer.
That's the only light they know. And we have to talk about this latest celebrity whacking. I mean, you have all these Nazi Lebensborn racist bigots out there in YouTube land. The cousins of the Andrew Dice Clays, or whatever the hell their names are, talking about this. Anybody that believes that the Illuminati engages in cleaning their own books, pretty much, is suffering from mental illness.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I think, and it's funny because these just douchebags, these fools, started out preaching to the conspiracy people and the alternative media.
Didn't they write
and
books?
Now they want to turn their beliefs against them. I know some of these conspiracy theories may be a little kooky, okay, like a drone blasting Paul Walker. You know, it was the Fast and the Furious right there. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you don't study what's going on.
I mean, listen,
that you don't question what they're telling you.
I'll give you a good example. If you go research Angela Merkel and you go see Angela Merkel is the daughter of Hitler. Which is
Benjamin Netanyahu will tell you that.
Which is the truth. Okay, yes, right, because he put his finger up by her little lip. And
That's right, where the angels told her to shut up.
Yeah, right, where little Hitler mustache.
That's right.
But these people are, it's Angela Merkel. The thing is that they own the media so much they will twist the story up. So if you go research Angela Merkel,
they're liars. That's what these people are. But yes, go research Angela Merkel and Hitler.
What'll happen is that they'll tell you that Angela is that they got it through artificial insemination. You will read every single article and they will tell you it's about artificial insemination, and that is such disinfo. There's pictures of Angela with Hitler when she was very young. This is untrue. That is the fallacy. But you will see that in the conspiracy media. They will tell you, they'll bring up the conspiracy and then pad it. They pad it with fallacies that will not add up, and you will walk around looking like a kook. But
and it's that, and guys that put the picture of just people right next to somebody else. I'm not saying, look, we're artists, okay? But these other guys, they put pictures of, like, let's say Bob Dole next to Ronald Reagan, and hey, they're brothers. Hey, look at the jawline. I mean, those guys do a lot of damage too. We have done that in the past, but it comes from a educated artist's point of view.
Not just artists. I mean, it's. I do know facial
You're
features.
no Dallas troll butt.
But we're talking about when we do our research, we also look at timelines.
Exactly.
We look at the person's original name and their birth date, and to see what lines up, and their locations, and what they identified themselves as their bloodline.
Yeah, exactly. But I wanted to get into. I mean, that's part of the mainstream media's lie machine, but we have to get into this celebrity killing. Another thing that they're lying to you about, this Bobbi Kristina murder, because that's what it was. How is it that the daughter ends up the same way as the mother in a bathtub? I mean, they cooked this sacrifice pretty long, folks. What, 6 months it took them to cook this sacrifice up? And it wouldn't surprise me if the whole cult of the Illuminati, the Hollywood Illuminati, is behind this one, with Clive Davis as the master of ceremonies for this whacking. Because this girl, I mean, the mother was worth over $150 million, and Clive Davis had her eating out of her hand, begging for handouts. And you mean to tell me that this girl was only set to inherit $20 million? Who was pocketing the rest of that money?
Yeah, but the thing is
Clive
that
Davis
Whitney,
and his Hollywood Illuminati.
Okay, well, why don't you explain why you think it's a conspiracy? Because other people, I mean, we have friends we discuss it with, and they will tell you, oh, well, she just was a drug addict and she died. First, there are many. I want to just scroll back a little bit, and you can see that Whitney herself used to engage in a lot of Illuminati type rituals that were public. She was invited, public and non-public also. She would go to Israel, go to Jerusalem, and
I saw that.
They blessed her as a queen.
And she was doing the hand signals, the hands in the sky. Priestess. Basically, it represents sun worship.
Right. Okay. So they blessed her as a priestess. So she was already engaged. Whether it's true or not, whether we believe it or not, the fact is that she did that and she believed it, and they played into it, and that's what they did. So call us conspiracy theorists. They're the one that's doing it. I mean, there's pictures of it. There's pictures of her by the pyramid.
She was part of the cult, and they basically cleaned the books.
But she's okay. But what's interesting is now you have the Cecil B. DeLion, right? And she was involved with the whole Sphinx and the whole pyramid thing and Egyptian knowledge. that there is that whole tie-in too somehow.
Well, again, where did this whacking take place? Okay, let's talk about the mother first, Whitney Houston. She died in Hollywood. Where's Hollywood? It's on the 33rd parallel. Now, that is the psychic energy line of death for the Freemasons. And you go back to the ancient Druids, okay, and the Druidical mystery schools out of Scotland, in England, old England, and Hollywood. So holy wood, they would use like the scalar wands that are used today.
Use holly.
They would use exactly.
Well, holly
and
is,
it's holy wood. They would use that for their ceremonies.
Holly
so that's
earth.
what Hollywood is. Yeah. It is magic. So I am not off when I am saying that the masters of the Illuminati industrial Hollywood complex, which is what it is, they clean their own books. They're the mafia. Mm-hmm. They're no different than the goddamn Sicilians.
Okay, so let me just talk about her other daughter. So there are 2 children. So if you're saying that this one is scheduled to inherit such and such amount, what about the other one? So now they're going to kill the other one?
Well, apparently Whitney had her as one of the highest beneficiaries of her estate. And I guess the grandmother is the one. That's a good question because I was doing some reading into it. And the grandmother is, I guess... But, like we said with the media earlier, that they'll lie to you and say Angela Merkel's got these parents and her dad's actually Hitler. Yes, the media's lying to you about this one. They're saying that the granny's probably got the money. I bet you the money is right in Clive Davis's bank account.
The mafia gets a cut out of everything.
And you would know. You would know.
Yeah, I was already told this, that if you join in the club, you sign on, whether you're an actor or a singer or anybody that's part of the spectacle, a little bit, whether you know it or not, whether you agree to it or not, it's already there. A portion of it goes to so-and-so.
Yeah, you got to kick it down to Luigi and the P2 Masonic Lodge.
And,
Yeah, you got Tony. He's going to be waiting for you every Friday.
His name isn't Tony. I know his name, actually, and I'm not saying it on
Please
there.
don't say it. Please don't say it. I'm not in the wild, wild west anymore, okay?
That's right.
There's a lot of guineas and not too many guns out here. It's very difficult. Okay?
And half of them are fake eye ties anyway.
Oh, God, yes. All these Lebensbond Germans.
Yeah, like John Travolta. That guy is not Italian.
Okay. I don't want John Travolta, who used to frolic with guys, in closets or whatever, calling my lawyer, all right? Okay, please. Okay. With socks on his ears.
Yeah, right, those two, the trans-zoological creatures.
Look, but this is very serious, okay? Because, as you know, Jah, you were approached in the music industry by these very same mafioso types that told you if you want to advance, you got to kick up to Luigi and the pedos at the Masonic P2 Propaganda Lodge.
Yeah.
Okay, or the Grandmother Lodge of England. They basically throw a big net over you, like the communists did, and trap you.
Yeah, well, they try.
Like Jake LaMotta, the boxer. There's no way you're going to make it unless the mafia... There's no way you're going to get a title shot unless the mafia says so.
Yeah. I mean, it's so true. If you are not, born into the scheduled elite, or part of the Lebensborn club that knows their position, and you want to just, sometimes they do allow Jews or a black person or somebody that's not related to Harriet Tubman, like Jay-Z, but, or somebody that's so, somebody that's so connected.
That was racist.
Why, you think this because all black people look alike?
That was racist. It's
okay.
so racist. No, and it makes him look like some type of revolutionary, too, when he's a cultist piece of trash. And speaking of JC, he has a lot he's one of the culprits, Janine. You just, Jah Jah, you just pulled this right out of the Illuminati's magic hat. Let's talk about Jay-Z, unfortunately. Okay?
But they will. But yeah.
Let's talk about
he'll do the
Jay-Z.
same thing.
The pictures of Jay-Z and Beyonce's daughter were released. Listen to me. They're released days before Whitney's death. Okay, so they had it planned. Okay, they told the paparazzis, hey, you're not going to release these pictures till after Whitney died. Right? Well, that's how they had it worked out. They didn't tell the paparazzis that. But, again, I stated Hollywood is known, it's slang for unholy druids that would use like that holly and the wands to make their incantations. So Hollywood in itself is magic. Okay, these people, these musicians, they practice magic, the highest levels. Okay, and what they were doing was harnessing the energy for this ritual. And we are a testament to that. We know that they were harnessing the energy because down the street from us, okay, to the average person, people like this fellow on the internet that likes to call conspiracy theorists fools and make them look stupid in San Diego.
There's a few of them now. Now there's Paul Joseph Watson. And
they're gonna say you have mental illness. But let me tell you this. Riddle me this. Why is Nicki Minaj, who mocked Whitney Houston, dressed as a Jesuit from the Resident Evil 4 game, okay, Illuminado, in red, okay, with her date, the Pope, a freaking fake Pope, okay, why was she performing down the street at Barclays?
They're during the same hours.
The same hours as Bobbi Kristina is dead. I mean, we were walking around. We needed to go get some eggs. And what happened? We see this
Attack of the Killers, Nicki Minaj's
army.
They all look the same.
These hordes.
Ugly.
Emphasis, capital on hordes.
Hordes of hordes.
With pink freaking hair, like and zombified faces. Literally, they look like they had the IQ of 2.
Yeah, devoid of any intelligence.
Just hurling right towards us. I mean, I was scared. I kind of grabbed me.
So what's going on? You're like, oh yeah, Minaj is playing. I was like, let's run. That's
right. So, listen, these masters of the craft, these Wiccans of Hollywood, they harness energy in the days before they do these type of rituals. Okay? It's like Randy Quaid said. Okay, they got the star whackers running out there whacking people.
He said that?
Yes. Go to YouTube, you'll find it right there. I am not making this up. I'm not pulling this out of the hat. It's very possible that Clive hired Illuminati star whackers to do the dirty work, okay? They drowned the mother, and then they finish off the daughter in the same ritualistic way.
See,
there's money involved. You got to follow the money.
What's weird is the bathtub thing, and they definitely have a similar pattern. And then when I brought it up to a friend who does investigations, he said, "Oh, well, Whitney had a Houston of going into the bathtub. You should see, and so did her daughter. That was their thing." I'm like, was it their thing, or did it just, or was it just that your memory, brings you to the same time when Whitney died? They were both. It was a pattern, and it was the same star whacker. I said maybe it was the same killer. I said maybe it was the same murderer.
Same type of MO. Same pattern.
And let me just say something about when you talk about harnessing energy. I only saw like Eminem live like twice. Right, and one time I was in Reading, in England. Somebody invited me there. They brought me there to photograph it, and that guy was performing, and that was the night that Aaliyah died, and he stood there and gave a moment of silence for like a minute or two. That was the first thing. That's how he came on stage. He said, "I just want a moment of silence. I want to let you know that Aaliyah has died a little while ago. And, and he sat there in the black. Everybody was upset, and he used that energy. I think he used it
like he used his friend's energy in a video depicting the exact same way how he would be killed, right? But no, what was his name? Proof. But no, I have some type of mental illness because the info whores said so, or Mark Turd, okay, the Snake Eyes said so.
What was it exactly in his video that could be equated to proof?
I don't want to get into that. Just watch the freaking video, Toy Soldiers. I'm not giving a plug to some scumbag who sold his soul to the Baphomet and did the whole homage to the goat.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And I'm glad you brought this guy up because
he mentions that Whitney
he has a lot to do with this caper. What the hell did he know in his lyrics that he said Whitney dead in a bathtub?
He said that he wrote that way before. The song is
Whitney
called
dead in a bathtub. Deja vu.
And he wrote that
Knock
way
on
before.
Wood. You owe me a
she
soda.
died.
Yes. These people, they harness the energy. The holy wood.
They're given the scripts. They're given the eye. If you win enough, if you agree to enough things, like me, if I agreed to be part of their club, they would have tested me out from left, right. You agree this? Yes. Then keep your mouth shut. And then we were listening to something, and they said they wanted to put me in an uncompromising situation. And I knew it was disgusting. I knew what they were setting me up for. And we heard something about that they keep like an index box, or like they call Pandora's box, or an index box, and they collect these videotapes of people that
to incriminate you later on.
in the future. And I knew they were trying to incriminate me, setting me up right up in the beginning. I said, you know what? I ain't falling for that, and that ain't my steed. I ain't trying to get with girls. You ain't gonna get me in no video.
That's
with
right.
some girls.
That's what they want. What was it that Ricky Sauce, the fat rapper? What he say? He said, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to have these women chanting 666 and spreading barbecue sauce all over their titties and stuff." He said that.
Really? You want to spread barbecue sauce?
Look, you said it once. I don't know if the FCC can let me say it or let you say it again. Now, he didn't say that per se, but there was a backup dancer that came out and said that they were having her chant 666 while they were having orgies in the back, and just, again, this dark, demonic energy.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, Whitney Houston was a crackhead. Okay, and you know what? All of you who are ready to cast the first stone at the conspiracy theorists and accuse him, the stone of mental illness. Okay, I'd rather just be stoned, okay, the old-fashioned way, you know what I'm saying, with some good kush. But all of you trying to stone the conspiracy theorists, can you throw the first stone? Can you really cast the first stone when at Bobbi Kristina, given the fact that, I mean, how many of us have done a little line or something, how many of us have hit the bong? Oh, does that mean we're raging crackheads and we're going to kill ourselves?
No.
Okay, this guy that she was with, this guy, Nick Gordon, okay, her boyfriend, what was it? I have an article here from Army PSYOP Vigilant Citizen. Okay, her sister, Bobbi Kristina's sister, was saying that everybody around her, she did not trust everybody around her sister. Very dangerous time for her sister. And as she's saying, she wants to get to the bottom of her sister's and mother's deaths. And she says it right there. We could not trust anybody. She didn't trust anybody. Now, Bobbi Kristina Brown dies age 22. Her death was not an accident. Okay, I'll read a little bit of the article here. It states, Bobbi Kristina died July 26, 6 months after she was found face down in a bathtub, and 3 years after her mother was found dead in a bathtub. In both cases, the true case of death remains unexplained. Unexplained. Right? Same MO.
Yeah.
Found in a bathtub. The sister's saying that everybody around her is trash. Where does the dad's prerogative come in all this?
Yeah, he just seems to.
How involved is he? He's just in the background. He's letting his, I don't think he really cared much about his old lady because he slapped her around, treated her like dog excrement most of the time. And, now he sacrifices his own daughter. What a scumbag. What a piece of trash.
He's probably hanging out with Michael Jackson's
He's
dad.
probably hanging out with Clive Davis.
And Michael Jackson's dad. Like, there's like an evil club of them.
Didn't Michael Jackson's dad pimp out Michael Jackson too? People like Clive Davis?
All the kids. There was articles that were sent to me from back in the 70s. I looked at some recently. I looked at some old newspapers, and they were kind of tabloidy stuff, but that's kind of telling too, because a lot of those tabloids are right, and they do say that all the Jacksons were pimped out and homosexually, and Michael especially used to come in at 3 a.m, even later than his other brothers, and and he was pimped out regularly since he was like 5 or 6 years old. It was disgusting. All of them have stories. They all have to keep their mouth shut.
We mentioned at the beginning of the show the media will lie and tell you that Angela Merkel isn't the daughter of Adolf Hitler, and this is one of those instances. Now that we're talking about the so-called king of pop, Michael Jackson. Okay, what happened in Brazil? You're in Brazil. The papers completely lied about him touching these boys he was singing with. And there's how big of a mention in the New York Post, New York Times over here back at home?
It was really weird.
Nothing.
I was on a trip.
It was like a flea.
I was on a trip to Brazil at the time, and I was in Bahia. Which is Bahia de Salvador. It was up Salvador de Bahia. It's up north by the rainforest, not anywhere near Rio. And there was all over the newspaper, or not just newspaper, news, television, everywhere you look. There were not just one, not just two. There were like 6 kids that alleged that Michael Jackson had either had sex with or tried to have sex with, and it was when he was with the Brazilian group, the Oladun. It's like that's a group of like musicians.
Sounds like the voodoo god Ogun.
Yeah, it does sound, but it does similar, right? Because they're very and there was a lot of tribal drumming with them also. So
exactly. But
Oladun is like a boys group, they take a lot of poor kids, and they're all poor there. But and then it's not like one group. It's one group, but they change. You know what I'm saying? Like, new kid learns how to be part of it, and then another kid leaves, and so it's just like a group. It's a collective. So, but Michael had there was information all over nonstop, all over Brazilian television that he was being charged and being that he either molested and touched these children, and also tried to pay off the family. And then when I came back to the U.S., it was only one little tiny blurb in the New York Times, and I should have saved it because I can't even find anything. I couldn't even find anything after that. That thing has
been scraped from history. It is gone forever, and that's part of the little black box of deceptions they keep on these people. They keep it hidden. All the sex videos and the pictures of Marlon Brando and all those pictures, right? The incriminating stuff.
Yeah.
They keep it there. That's part of it. They kept that just in case Michael wanted to get out of line. They basically robbed that guy if they didn't cryogenically freeze him right next to Walt Disney. They took that guy for all his money.
Well, supposedly
AEG Live.
Yeah, supposedly Michael did have his wish and his will that he wanted to be left on ice, to be cryogenically frozen.
What a weirdo.
But then at the time, I was told, and there was information also, that there wasn't enough money in his accounts to be able to sustain that. So there was
because Clive Davis took it all. Now look, it says here, 3 years ago, Bobby Brown's sister, Leola Brown, stated that Whitney's death was not accidental and Bobbi Kristina was not safe. Of course she's not safe. Okay, she's got a $20 million inheritance when her mother was worth $150 million. Of course she's not safe. Clive Davis has to pay for his yachts. Clive Davis has to pay for his parties where he gallivants with the Masonic pedos. Okay? He's got to pay for all that. That costs money.
Yeah.
What's Bobbi Kristina going to spend it on? What?
Right.
Crack?
Well, they want to invest in new Greek islands. But I don't think it all goes to this, Davis, because, I mean, I think he's also, I mean, he's Jewish, right? So, I mean, there's that element that he's the,
Uh-oh.
you know, they're all pinpointing him, but in actuality, he probably has a lot. I know he's probably got a lot of mafia in his pocket.
Absolutely.
So.
He's like a Meyer Lansky of sorts.
Yeah, a bit of
Definitely.
a patsy. Like, they keep him in check, like Madoff, you know, they'll use they'll get like a few sucker Jews, you know, real bad Jews, you know, and then they'll make everybody look bad. They love that.
Well, you know, they like to put these Jews in positions of to us, it looks like power, but really they're just financiers. They're just counting the books for these guys. You know, they're being their accountants, pretty much, glorified accountants.
The Zionist this, the Zionist that, but meanwhile, to all the 12 families, there's now one Jewish name. You said, who's controlling
Anglo-Saxon.
everything? Who's controlling everything? Everybody goes, the Jews, the banker Jews, you know, the Jews, the Illuminati Jews. The Illuminati Jews. And look at the 12 families. There's not one Jewish name.
Not
Esther,
one.
Bundy,
Saxa
DuPont.
Coburg.
They're all white Anglo-Saxon, straight up from the German Habsburg.
Visigoths.
Nothing to do with Jews.
Etruscan Empire Persians.
Anything to get you guys to hate us. Anything to get you to hate Jews. Just, they love that. They just, I mean, in the same breath, you want to blame somebody? Blame a Jew. You said something in the New York Post, right?
Oh, yes, I did. What? This, it looked like a cover out of Der Strummer. Okay, it had this, apparently this guy that stabbed a couple of the gay marchers was wearing a yarmulke, and it said backstabber. And it had, of course, they had to have a good, half shot of the guy wearing the yarmulke stabbing this gay marcher in the back.
It was probably, and that's
because Jews are very intolerable of the gays. Last time I checked, right?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Jewish people were putting patches, pink patches with triangles on people because they love the gays so much.
Yeah.
In Germany, the Jews were persecuting gays in history.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm rewriting history.
A long history.
As I speak.
Yeah, a long history of Jewish persecution. I mean, in actuality, the gay, if you were a gay, if I was like a religious Jew, the Torah says that that does not say that if you were a woman, if you're a gay woman, woman gets with a woman, whatever you guys do, is not against the Bible. Is that form of homosexuality is not supposedly against Torah. The only thing that they say is that the men, the reason why in the Torah, why the men they say is not okay, is against the Lord, is because they don't want them to spill your seed everywhere. That's what it says. Do not spill your seed on another man.
Well, it's like two opposite magnets.
Well, they don't want you to waste. They don't want you to waste.
Well,
babies.
they want you to create.
They want you to be. Yeah, the Torah is about proliferating, creation.
Well, that's exactly what Lilith,
like
the succubus, wanted. She couldn't have children of her own, so she'd go around preying on fertile men that could, so they wouldn't be able to have children.
I see.
Yeah. And if you're ever afraid of Lilith or Moloch the owl, just call your buddy Elijah over for a matzo ball.
No. Go to Etsy.
And,
go to our Etsy store, and Bruce
and he'll
made
help
some.
You out.
Listen, Bruce made some beautiful Moloch protectors. Actually, there's one up right now. You can use 40 off coupon. The coupon code is called Bruce40. The site is called Etsy, ETSY. Type in conceptual subculture, one word, and you will see the coolest handmade Moloch protector. All right, you got 40 off of that. We got a few more, all original. Every single one's got their own little features, their face. That's what we do. We make jewelry. We're not trying to sell you products or do anything from somebody else or some drug. This is what we do. We don't need our jewelry to. We don't need.
No, I'm not putting GMOs in anything.
Yeah.
I'm just making one of a kind.
We don't need you
jewelry.
Yeah, we don't need you. We're not begging for your support. You know what I'm saying? We're not there lying to you or begging for your support. If you want some hot jewelry or Burning Man stuff, go check out Consumption Subculture.
I can't stand all these talk radio losers. Every chance they get, please fund me. I can't afford the rent in Ohio or Tennessee, Nebraska. It's like, come on, you loser. Too. You loser. I live in New York City. All right, New York. Where do you live? This is the most expensive place to live. If you can't make it here, you can't make it anywhere. You're a bum.
It's the other way around.
You're a bum.
If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. Most people can't make it here.
Well, if you don't make it here, you can't make it anywhere.
No, that's not
right.
true.
You have to make it here, then you could make it anywhere. That's what I'm saying. What the Californian New Yorker can't, he's got it mixed up? What?
You got it mixed up.
You got to get me in check?
No. If you don't make it here, you can make it in Alabama. That's not true at all. They go to Virginia. The rent's way cheaper. You could get like a house. You could rent like a whole house for $300 over in like Virginia or something.
Well, what I meant was, if you do well here, you could do well anywhere. Because this is the Mecca. This is the New World City that Nostradamus warned us about. Mm-hmm. Okay? Speaking of people who we were warned about, let's get into the Antichrist right here, Barack Obama. Barack Obama, he's going back to his daddy's country, right? Which is a bunch of malarkey. It's a bunch of hooey. His dad was not from Kenya. That was some guy that the CIA used to allow him to go to school. Okay, if you look at Obama's birth certificate, there's no father there. The father's unknown. But I'll write in who the father is. Okay, it's Frank Marshall Davis, the socialist, the author of Sex Rebel. Okay, so what Obama's doing in Kenya, being in Ethiopia, the first president to go there, it's basically another satanic ritual. Okay, and why am I saying that? Because Ethiopia is said to be the birthplace of humanity. Okay, you have Obama in Ethiopia behind the flag that is known to have the Baphomet symbol, the pentagram. Speaking of the Baphomet, didn't they just approve a statue of the Baphomet in Detroit?
They approved it?
Yes. So you have all this Baphomet stuff in the news. You have occult celebrity cleaning of the books with Bobbi Kristina Brown and her mother. Okay. And then you have this Cecil the Lion thing that's going on. Basically, I'm going to have to agree with Rush Limbaugh, okay, Mr. Oxycontin. I have to agree with him because these people are idiots. How can you be crying over this cat, this oversized cat, when babies and fetuses are being pulled out of women all day? They're ripping their heads off, their legs off. I mean, they're not people. What about... these people are so fickle. What about the people who were killed by this lion as tourists? This lion just reached into their car and bit their freaking heads off. The woman driver was watching her friend be eaten to death by a lion. So I say an eye for an eye. And what do you expect? A dentist that's into macabre things? I mean, half of Hitler's Reich were a bunch of crazy psychotic dentists and doctors.
Yeah.
The doctors are a little twisted.
We were talking about the boule, the black masonry.
They started off as dentists in Philadelphia, also. The secret society.
Yeah, and Obama's part of that boule. And what about the fact that the Lion of Judah? What about that whole...
Well, this goes back to Mesopotamia, actually. I was looking into this, and it's very strange because, I mean, what the hell is Obama doing in Africa again? I'm thinking that this Feast of the Beast ritual, where these leaders, they meet with each other to conjure up basically the dark force that the Freemasons and all these sorcerers believe in. I think they're meeting in Africa, and I think the deity that they're speaking to is this Mesopotamian deity Marduk. Okay, what is Marduk known for? This is all a psyop. This Cecil the Lion thing. It's
in the Sphinx.
It goes
that
back.
ISIS. There were threats that
Right.
ISIS was going to be.
That's
that
that's a little sidetrack note, but I'm trying to get to the point that states Marduk, out of Mesopotamia, slayed a demon by the name of Anzu. Okay, and this demon right here, said to have huge wings. It had like 2 lions attached to it. 2 lions. There you go. So you have the Lion King, basically Barry Marshall Davis, running around trying to spread his gay gospel in Ethiopia where they don't want it. Talking about his daddy's from Kenya, and that's part of this ritual. They're conjuring up some dark magic. He's standing behind pentagrams. Okay, and we know that the Ethiopian flag has got pentagrams on it, but I mean, it's just a little...
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
A little surreal.
He's breaking barriers, I guess.
He's breaking barriers, yes.
Yeah. But, you know...
Goes back to Babylonian and Assyrian myth.
But ISIS is supposed there was a threat that ISIS was going to blow up
you mean the CIA?
Right.
You mean our guys over here? I'm sick of everybody talking about ISIS. Let me tell all these neocons in San Francisco with their poodles and their little hats something, okay? Oh, ISIS is raping Yazidi girls. You know who they're raping? They're raping men. They're raping themselves. They're all a bunch of Mameluke fanooks that need the U.S. to sprinkle them some money and some equipment to survive. They're nobody. What are you afraid of ISIS for? Oh, ISIS is in the border. Oh, ISIS is infiltrated. What kind of pansy-ass Americans are you?
Yeah, but they're supposedly threatening the Sphinx, which is which is based off of the lion. Okay? So that's what you came up with, that you said that there was a threat. So there, and now the Empire State Building is all lit up in a memorial, like it's something like we care about.
For Cecil the Lion. I mean, you got Planned Parenthood setting up on all these black neighborhoods so they can strategically wipe out black people, and you care more about Cecil the Lion. Let me tell you something. This big game, most of these guys, when it's not illegal, the meat goes to the local markets and the people eat it. The people eat what they hunt. And that's part of hunting. If you're going to hunt, you eat what you hunt.
I bet you the Lion King in New York right now is probably off the hook. Like tickets are like $300, $400 a pop.
And let's talk about the Lion King for a second, because it's got so much sexual symbology, so much sexual imagery, and I don't want to go through that. I mean, the people on the internet land already know. But they killed Mufasa ritualistically. That was something like Odin. No, it was like Set killing his brother, right? Osiris. And it's just telling this whole Lion King thing is going on. It's right out of Assyrian, Babylonian myth.
I think people are disgusting and pathetic the way they, just because the media arouses them to sentiments, and they walk around with calling in talk show hosts saying that guy
should kill the hunter.
They should kill the hunter, or he should be taken care of. I mean,
some actress posted the guy's address on Twitter.
Yeah,
This guy that killed the lion.
You know, whether that guy was scheduled to do that or not, and it looks like a big spectacle charade to me. It looks like a whole crisis, you know. But the fact is that the people that are reacting are the ones that are idiots, okay? Because they are the ones buying into stupid
Most of
propaganda.
these guys never even hunt anything in their lives. First of all, I'm going to tell a story here. Okay, people want to be so pissed off at this hunter. Okay, he paid his money to the government. And the people in Zimbabwe don't even care what's going on with this lion. It happens every day over there. So, the story I was going to say was that I used to hunt when I was a kid, earlier. You know, in my youth, I had, my father had all sorts of guns. He had friends that were Marines, these Italian guineas. and they'd go out in the Badlands and they'd hunt rabbits. So I must have seen, like Elmer Fudd, I must have seen them gather up at least like 200 rabbits, no lie, beneath their feet. But the thing is, we'd eat them all. Okay, these hunters, they eat what they hunt. Okay, and this one time, I had a .22 caliber rifle, and I got this jackrabbit right in between the eyes. He even did a little flip, kind of like how the Nazis talked about making their victims flip when they put them on a step. Disgusting. But yeah, I mean, I got this little jackrabbit and with the intention of eating him, right? Sounds a little gross, but I haven't had rabbit meat in like freaking 20 years. But look, we couldn't eat him because his spleen. I mean, you gotta check the spleen. If the spleen is green, you can't eat him. So, I mean, if you're gonna be mad at that hunter, you should be mad at me for what I did to this jackrabbit. What? These guineas had these sticks of dynamite, these old like Looney Tunes looking sticks of dynamite, and they helped me set up them up on the jackrabbit, and we blew him to smithereens like he was. Peter's gonna come after me now for something I did 20 years ago.
All right, but these people.
First of all, we're gonna eat him. His spleen was green.
Right, but these people are using animals for ritual worship, for sacrifice, and also as a psyop to get every idiot to see all the like Jesus freaks. Oh my God, you should take away the guns. Oh, you should stop killing animals. You should.
Exactly.
These are bad people. Okay, so now you have all these do-gooders, and now all these Satan worshippers everywhere will know who the do-gooders are. And you have just scheduled yourself to be the next victim because you have sympathy for the little lion.
Right. They're all upset because J. Edgar Hoover of the FBI went to Disney and told them, hey, I need you to make things more traumatic for kids that watch your movies. How about you kill Bambi? How about you kill Mufasa? And J. Edgar Hoover did this. Actually, J. Edgar Hoover was helping Walt Disney find his parents and all these things, and only the Bureau can help somebody who has questions about their family and ancestry do. So let's write the Freemasons. There you go. The story of Set killing Osiris. You got this whole Mufasa, this whole Cecil the lion, and just the outrageous fact that I can see the Empire State Building right now, and it's lit up for Cecil the lion.
So actually, we're in a state right now of idol worshiping. So by doing that is kind of like idolatry. We're now worshiping the Lion of Judah or wherever. At the same time, 2 hours ago, I'm just looking at this article, and it's on BBC.com straight up. Okay, it says decoding the symbols on Satan's statue. They are teaching you all how to be a Satanist, and there's all these pictures of the Baphomet. You just look it up. Decoding the symbols on Satan's statue. Goes into all the elements of Baphomet, the name of Baphomet. And by the way, I get this word of the day. You can get that. It's a free thing. It comes to email. They give you a new word a day. The word this week was like Baphomet, one of the words.
And what does Baphomet mean? It means organization. What is the Illuminati? An organization.
And it says here, the name dates of Baphomet dates back to the Inquisition and torture of the Knights Templar about 1100, who, according to the French chronicles of the Crusades, confessed to worshiping a heathen idol called Baphomet. And that's basically, and it was...
Right, and I spoke about Marduk earlier, and you have all this recent news of the satellites pictures of Jupiter. Well, it's funny because Jupiter is associated with Marduk. So here you see how everything in the news, even if you watch CBS in the morning, CBS, what's the CBS logo? A big eye. And the logo for that show is a sun. Again, I have Ra,
Brazilian TV,
Horus,
they have Globo,
Set,
it's also an eye. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's all Assyrian, Babylonian, ancient Sumerian symbology and deity worship, all this idol worship.
Yeah. It's all throughout everything. You know, they want...
And it's not a Jewish conspiracy because Zoroaster and Mesopotamia predate the Jews by a long shot.
Yeah.
So if anybody's running the show, it's the big Dagon-headed scumbags in the Vatican that are related to the Iranians. That's why the Italian freaking Guinea cannoli-eating flag looks just like the Iranian flag. And let me tell you something. When they finally decide to put a lesbian in the White House, okay, this lesbian has a lesbian girlfriend who is part of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah, that's right.
So you're going to have the president, okay, with her first president man. So you're going to have two presidents. No. Bill wishes. He's just going to, hey, honey, can I sit down and watch? He's just going to watch Hillary in the same area where, you know, the stain got on the Gap dress and the cigar did the, you know, zip zop zippity bop.
What's her name? Homa Abedin?
Right, Michael Weiner's wife. Michael Weiner's wife is banging Hillary Clinton. Look at the pictures. Look how Hillary's putting on her makeup, and she looks vivacious. Like, she looks, don't get jealous now. She looks just like, I mean, the ugly bag actually breathes life into her face when this woman is so close to her. You could see the body language.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay? You can see how
like
she radiates. It's like Charlotte's Web, okay? She's a radiating pig. Okay? She's radiant when this woman is around her.
You know, years ago, when she was first running, I was just taking a little plane ride, you know, somewhere. And the guy next to me, I don't know how I even started talking to this guy. I usually don't even try to talk to somebody. But he was somehow got into a conversation. It turns out this guy's daughter was working in Hillary's office. And he told me that she was gay. Okay, that's all rumor. But this is straight out of her office. Rumors. Why am I sitting next to this little old man? He happens to tell me. He wasn't no intention. He wasn't a writer. He wasn't trying to push bad information, trying to pass bad intel. Wasn't trying to hate on her. His daughter worked for them, okay, and he told me that she's straight up lesbian. All right, and that's
straight up.
Yeah, she ain't trying to do Bill. And Bill's so involved with that Epstein, those pedo rings and stuff. Anyway, you know, he's got these friends everywhere.
Speaking of pedo rings, the celebrations at the heathenist Bohemian Grove have ended, and we saw a movie the other night. It was called The Devil's Knot. Basically, this it detailed the satanic ritual abuse of these boys. It goes back to the Franklin scandal, the Franklin cover-up, where these oligarchs are doing these type of things to the most innocent and just the most innocent people in our society. Okay, and that just ended. So, these people are sick. These people exist. They're not a defunct organization. They're out there, and they're targeting your children, and they're targeting you if you get out of line. And you know who's at the very top of that targeting? The church, and the monarchs, and it trickles down to all the lackeys in government.
Yeah.
They're watching you.
Yep. They're waiting for the next heretic.
That's right. And just like, well, it continues. For me, I've gone full circle. Being
a Sephardic Jew.
I renounced all Catholic teachings. I grew up as a Catholic, ladies and gentlemen, and, you know, it took a couple of years, but their brainwashing has finally wore off on me, and they definitely, if I was alive during the 13th century, they definitely would have tried to burn me at the stake because I plan to expose the crimes of this Fanoop dope Pope as long as I live.
Yeah, they were killing a lot of, thousands and thousands of people, burning them alive, Jews, in the Inquisition, and then there were that was the original Holocaust. Yeah, and then the conversos.
Of my people.
It was a Spanish Inquisition, and that's where the Nazis learned from. You know, they used to burn people alive, and they thought they had it all scheduled. If you were Jewish, they could tell, even if you tried to convert, that you were still a Jew. If you were washing your sheets on Saturday, it would mean you were having your Shabbos sex the night before, and they would come and burn you then alive if you were even doing that. You know, so Jews were...
Or they would paint big crosses on them, humiliate them, tar and feather them, drag them in the streets in a humiliating display.
They were heretics and anti-church.
But if you're listening, you Jesuit sick bastards, the sleeper has awoken. The Grand Sephardim is here, and I will destroy you with my voice and free speech as long as it exists.
That's right. And y'all popers better watch out. You know, all you Jesuit lovers better watch out. We got the cards on you. I got a stack of index cards with a little bit of information on every single one of you.
That's right. And before we finish up the show, we got 5 minutes left. It's, once again, Pope Watch 2015. What did he do now, folks? So now this sick, satanic, pedophile, Masonic Pope is saying that you do not own a corporation. You didn't build that. Somebody else did. He has signed a bill destroying all corporations. He wrote a law. The dope in the White House has written a law stating that if you own a corporation, it doesn't exist. And if it does exist, it exists under the Vatican's authority only. So this communist, Marxist piece of trash can take that relic that the Bolivian president Maduro, whatever the hell his name is, gave him and stick it straight up his candy ass. I can't stand this Pope. They should put him and give him the chair. They should fry him for what he did to the kids in Argentina, the desaparecidos. They should fry him and that Cardinal Maciel, who was raping all the people and children in Mexico. They should take out Ratzinger for covering up all their crimes. They should just level the entire Vatican. How come they always yell about the mosques? Oh, the mosque, when they're just another version of a Catholic Church.
Yeah.
What about the Masonic lodges? Huh? They tell you not to target those. I'm not telling anybody to target anything, but I'm just saying that it makes me sick that these lodges are allowed to operate in our neighborhoods, and we just continue to be in this stranglehold of these sick bastards.
You know, years ago there used to be an anti-Masonic group because
they were infiltrated too. They were infiltrated. They put Masons in there to co-opt them on purpose. And they exist today in alternative media. Okay, that remnant that started in New York, those factions, it's basically what you would call controlled opposition today out of Stratford, Austin, Texas, or that guy that interviews people, makes them look stupid in San Diego. Controlled opposition.
Yeah.
They count all your cards, and they know how to cheat at poker. Mm-hmm. The game of life, this chess game of dominance over our lives.
But you're right, though. There's never any a Masonic temple that's attacked, you know, or nobody ever...
No. Everybody wants to say, oh, we got to get rid of the mosques. You know, I walk by a mosque, and what do I see? A Masonic checkerboard floor on the mosque, and a bunch of idols that, you know, if I just squinted my eyes and tried to look through the Arabic writing, it would probably look like a Catholic church.
Yeah.
And Muhammad would look like Jesus a little bit.
That's right.
I mean, give me a break.
Yeah.
And now I guess they killed Roddy Piper too.
Yup.
Okay, Roddy Piper was mouthing off too much with comedians that turned Illuminati whistleblowers, and now he's gone.
Yeah, he was on somebody's show talking, exposing the Illuminati, and...
It's not the first time he's done it.
Okay.
And we know the Gay Mafia didn't do it because, you know, he was making out with Goldust in WrestleMania.
He was.
At one of the WrestleMania.
Oh, he looks like
that was a great fight, actually. They were kicking the crap out of each other. Great street fight. That's when wrestling was cool.
But look at him in his kilt, you know, whatever.
Oh, say, Masonic kilt, yeah.
Is it Scottish?
Curse me, kilt.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time. We got a minute left. What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is that y'all should tune in to Jah Jah from 12 to 3 at night, every night on our radio station here. We got Spreaker.com, at Bruce Montalvo Show, and I have a new video coming out.
That's right. It's hot. It's caliente.
And super hot, and it'll be out this week, maybe tomorrow. So just keep your ears peeled.
That's right. We'll let you guys know, or we'll just break your door right down and let you listen to it. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show with my co-host,
Jah Jah.
Sure to tune in every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, to the excellence of radio execution, the best in alternative media. Thanks for listening.
Peace.
Good night.
Not the music you were expecting? Know what you're getting into with your music and your internet. Straight Up Internet is $50 all in, no hidden fees. And like this music, you can even pause it. Straight Up Internet, know what you're getting into.
For over 5 decades, a true American band.
I've been through the desert on a horse.
This is America.
You can do that.
50th Anniversary Tour. An unforgettable evening with America. Friday, June 28th, 8 p.m. in the Diamond Center at Desert Diamond Casinos. Tickets are on sale now at the Reward Center or StarTickets.com. Presented by Desert Diamond Casinos.
An enterprise of the Donna Autumn Nation.